Hi, everyone. It's Diane Evans with stampingwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So if this is one of your first times joining me, I'm so happy that you have found me. If you're through YouTube, make sure that you subscribe down below here. And if you're through Facebook, make sure that you've given StreamYard permission if you're in my group. And then that way I'll know who I'm talking to. This is all part of a live that I do every Thursday night or almost every Thursday night. And it's my Now What series. This is where you have something in your studio you don't really know how to use, or it's something that one of you have asked me to actually go and look into and help you with. And I'm really glad that I could do that tonight. Just beware, this is part of a live. So if you don't like me talking to different people and anything else, just make sure if you're watching on a replay that you just scoot right on forward, because this is what this is all about, is doing a live, answering questions and being there for the people that are attending live and of course on replays. Hello, Kay. You want to know my tips on this. This I think there's a few that I'm going to give you a couple of different options, and it just depends what you're going to do. But anyway, somebody has asked me how to get the stickiness back onto your cling mount stamps. And I'm sure you meant just cling mount stamps. I'm just going to scoot on down. Here I am down on my onto my tabletop. Hello. Oh, you're welcome, Marie. I love to help you. And hello, Jan. All right. So this one happens to be one of my favorite stamp sets, and I have to show you. I have gone to the point that I have lost all the stickiness on the back of my stamps. I've gone to the point of even adding like a tape runner on it to get it to stick to the blocks. Because I sell all my stamps afterwards, I do not go and I don't put these labels on there. Of course, these are so easy to put onto your stamps. And maybe what I could do is I could show you on one of them. This is one I don't even think I've used. If you take this off and you have this at the very, very beginning, this part is really quite sticky and it will stay on your stamp just like this. However, if you put on the cling mount, and this is part of the cling mount, you would go and put this on. You can tell I don't do this very well. I don't do it hardly at all. I just go and I will show you how to mount these. And then I'm going to show you some other techniques of how to do it. I just go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and put this. I have to see this. I can't really see it. I've got to have it on a different angle. And I just go and I put it down there, line that up, and then I just take that off. This, just take it off this way. And then I'll come back in and take this part off, and then it sticks right onto my stamp. Now, this is what they call a cling mount. So then at that point, just bear with me here. I just want to take this off. This goes back onto this part here. And these really stick. So if you don't use your stickers, that's one way of getting them so that they really do stick. Like I say, I don't do this. I don't take my stickers off because I sell them afterwards. But I want to show you a couple of different things. If your stamp and you've had it where it has this stick on and it's not sticky anymore, and this is only good for clear mount stamps. Hello, Laura, and hello, Bear Harmony. In any event, we have cling adhesive, and this is really good too for if you unmounted your cling stamps, your wood mount stamps. You can actually put this onto your stamps and it does keep it very, very sticky. So I'm going to show you how you can do that. This has various, let's see, I just got to take this out. So you can go ahead and you could put like just, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and put it on this stamp because honestly, watch this stamp. This stamp will not stick on anything. So I'm going to show you on that particular stamp. So you can go ahead and you can cut it out and do it that way. Or I would be one of the type to take these off, and I would only put portions of it onto my stamp. This is, just bear with me here. I'm just going to take that like that, and I would put it on that way. Now, if you're going to put this on your wood stamp, you're definitely going to want to trace this off. And the best way to trace it off is to actually stamp it onto here and then cut it out. But because I don't like putting these on, whoever buys these can turn around and use these themselves. Now, what this is going to do is now that keeps that stamp from coming off. But you know, if you don't have these and you're kind of stuck, like I say, I would stamp this right onto this thing here, cut it out, and then put it back onto my backing here. So it would work great that you would have that cling mount onto the back. Now, the other part that you could do if you don't have these is on this part here, and I'm going to do this on another stamp because this is another one that is very, there's no stick to that. Well, I guess that is given a bit of stick. It's made a liar out of me. You can turn around and use this in itself. So you could, because this is not part of that, you could turn around, take this off, and you could put that onto, I'm just going to have to get this off. And this is a cheater way of doing it. So you could put that there, and you would just take this other backing off. Sorry, I'll just get it off. And you're almost better to get it off the other way first. Let me just show you. I'll just show you another piece here. So I would take it like that. I would get the stick off of this part. And I also want to get, well, I'm doing exactly the same thing, aren't I? And then I'm just going to get this stickiness off of this. Have it pull this off. And then what it does do, and that part's not going to stick very well, but there we have the stick on there, and now that works. Now I would be best to have this part off as well, but you can, like I say, just cheat to do this. You could also use the, there you go. See, that's right on there. That's going to stick on there, and then that gives you that stick. So I'm hoping that that helps. These cling sheets are excellent if you, like I say, don't put these on. But here you've got all these sticks. So save all of these backings if you have them. They work great on clear ones, the older ones. Well, I'll tell you, there's also another way that you can do it with your clears. So so you can use it. You can use these things on clear mount as well. But the best thing that I find for clear mount is take your stamps, make sure you have a plug in your sink. And I wash mine with Dawn dishwasher soap, and it works great. But these work great to make them stick, because this one's not going to come off now. I'm going to actually be able to, oh, that's stuck on my my block, and it wasn't supposed to. But in any event, it actually shouldn't stick on your block. It would stick onto the mat there, or onto your stamp. All right, so there's that to it. Now, when I said I was going to do this, and thank you for suggesting that, I believe it was UK, right? In any event, I am now going to just do a quick thank you card using this stamp set. And I'm going to use, I was actually going to do a sympathy card. And then I thought, oh, you know what? I think I'm going to do a thank you card. But I've got Pebble Path, and I've got it 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I just thought I'd do because I've got this this is probably my favorite stamp set, or it has been my favorite stamp set. So I wanted to show you that I'll make a card with that as well. I happen to have Moody Mauve or Moody Mauve, and that's 4 by 5 1/4, and then I got a piece of basic white, and I've got a couple of those, and that's one for the inside. And what I'm going to do is I am going to stamp this with these colors. So I said I had another piece. Here we go. That's for the inside. All right, and I also have another piece that we're going to stamp this. So I want to go in with my Pebbled Path. I like these two colors together. If you're a part of my the stamp camp that we were in, you can see that I did like these. So I'm just going to go stamp this in Pebbled Path. Oh, that's not Pebbled Path. That is Smoky Slate. Okay, well, we'll come and we'll just stamp it again in Pebbled Path. Let's see how that's sticking, and I was losing it. So just in the Pebble Path. The one beauty of this type of ink, and this looks like there's a lot of ink on there. So if you find that you have a lot of ink on your stamp pad, is just take a bone folder or take a spoon and just scrape it across, or you could even use like a credit card or a gift card or something like that, and scrape it across your ink just to take that extra bit off. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. And I've already done that so that we don't have to wait to do that, and see how much it's faded when it dries. So that's a nice effect on there as well. I find all these new ones do that. Hello. Okay. Yes, it works great for unmounting when you do wood stamps. Now I have these other two stamps that are in this stamp set, and the blob. I love that blob. So I'm going to come in actually with my Moody Mauve, and let's just, like I say, this is going to be a really simple card, and I think we'll put this one on there. Those splatters are really kind of big, aren't they? You know what? Let's see how that looks. I need some more of this on there. So just do that there. And then I think this is too much. What's another stamp set that has splattering in it? Geez, help me out here. I can't think of one right offhand, and I usually use them quite a bit. So I'll just take a quick look. Oh, got it. Quiet Meadow has some. So I'm just going to actually go in with this one and use this. And this one's almost on the verge too. Actually, I'm going to use this big blotch for the middle, for the inside of the card. Whoops, that's not a 4 3/4 or 3 3/4 card base. This is. There we go. So just put this down here. And then I can take this piece off, and let's put this on. And then I can just put this splatter on here on the front of this card. There. And let's put a tiny bit down here as well. And I guess I could have done that in gray, in the Smoky Slate, or I mean the Pebbled Path. Now, what I want to do is I want to put this on here. So I'm just like, oops, look at that. I'm going to have to put something on that, aren't I? So I just want to layer this onto here. Oh, thanks, Leona. I'm sorry, I do have bad eyes right now. Hopefully they'll get fixed in the next 3 to 6 months. So let's just put this on here. doing it on the fly. I usually do most of my cards on the fly. I kind of have an idea of what I want to do. We all know that sometimes they don't turn out very well. I have this to go on here, but I went and I cut out, because I love these dies, these natural print dies, and I cut out one each of the Moody Mauve and the Pebbled Path. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut some of this off, just to get a bit of that behind here. And I think we'll do the same with the Pebbled Path. I'd like to do bits more solid here. And I just cut these up. And I actually, when I did these for classes, I turned around and I cut a bunch of these. And then what happened was I just went and we just cut them up for our different cards. So I have that like that. This is going to go on there. So that's going to give us a bit of dimension. I'd really like to have this leaf out. So I think I'm going to put that over there. Then that there. And then, of course, I want to put my sentiment on there. And I'm not happy with the sentiments. That isn't serving what I want on here. So I'm going to come into my Seaside Bay and use this Thank You for Everything stamp. I've got it right here. And I'm thinking to myself, I thought originally I was going to do it in Pebble Path, but I think this would look really good. Like I say, I want to do a simple card. So I'm going to come over here a bit. I'm hoping this is straight. Maybe I better check that first. There we go. Let's close those up. And then we have this fantastic jute, the in color jute. So I have it in the Moody Mauve, and I also have it in the Pebbled Path. And though that I might have to go with this, and I think I will. Now, the beauty of this jute is that it does tear apart, and I am going to actually, so what I'm going to do is I want to make a bow with this. Usually takes me about 9 inches to do a bow. So I'm just going to come in and I'm going to split this up. Hello, Marilyn from Sorrento. By saying that, I always know it's you, Marilyn. That's awesome. All right, so I'm just going to come in here, and what I want to do is just split this up. So you could even make this into a sympathy card. Very easy layout for a sympathy card. So I'm just going to come and I want to separate this. So to separate this, I have to kind of untwist it as I go. Whoops, that's twisting it the wrong way. There we go. And once I get it down to a certain point, it'll go down quite a bit easier. There we go. And it is a little crinkly. So let's go and put these two on. And I will cover that up with a dot. So I'm not too worried about that. Let's put that there. And let's put this one over here. And I've got lots of that circle left, so I could put more if I wanted to. Oops. Let's come in and put our dimensionals on here. And you know, it's funny, I can see all the filaments from the twine, that jute. Right, so this is just going to go like so. Ooh, smoky. Oh my goodness. Now, I do have the option that I could go with the double twine. Maybe this one's not big enough, so I'm going to unravel this part here on the end a bit. Let's see how that looks. Sometimes to help you unravel is like that. So I hope that helps with, you know, getting ways to stick your stamps together. Okay, so I'm just going to tie a bow. And the key to tying bows is to make sure it's good and tight. So this is just going to go, you know, this might have even been smart to go behind. Let's see how that works behind. Yeah, it might be okay. So I could have done a little bit more twine on there. So that's kind of giving a look. See, and by me doing it that way, you're not seeing that it's an actual bow. And I can do the same with this one up here. So we've got a bit more. We'll see how it looks. We may not like it. Thank you so much. All right, so let's see how this is going to go here. Like I say, we're seeing that it's almost like it's okay, let me just get this down a little bit so that it's, there we go. And then it'll look more, there we go. And all I've got is a bunch of twine behind. You can't tell that it's a bow. And that's kind of a good thing, because then that way you can make it so that it looks like you've twisted around your fingers. And then I'm just going to put some more dimensionals down here because I kind of de-stuck them. I like how us as crafters always come up with new words, right? De-stucking and dimensionalizing and all that sort of good stuff. I'm just going to put that there. We'll take these backings off. You can see I changed my mind midstream, right? Usually do that, don't I? Okay, that's just going to go there. There we go. And now that can go onto our Pebbled Path card base. Different card. That. We have the blotch to go on the inside of the card. Just have to hold that. I'll get rid of the kinks. Yes, and that's a great suggestion. Another, I don't want to get rid of the kinks in here. Another thing that you can do to get rid of those kinks and everything else is you can blow on, have the heat and the moisture from your breath, and also do it that way, and then pull it as well. Yes, it works great. All right, so we have that. And then we also have these in color dots. And yes, I'm going to put those on because I need to, look at this, I got some glue on here. I need to cover up that mess right down there. So we'll just put that dot down in there. You're not even really seeing it, right? And then we can put, whoops. I like these dots. They're quite a bit smaller. I'm actually going to cover that one up because it looks like a mess, that it's a mistake. And you know what? I'm going to put a tiny bit of a dimensional right on there as well. Just using this and getting a strip there. So let me just put that on there and then it'll stick as well. There we go. There we go. All right, simple card, but shows you how you can just take something like this. This is a thank you card. It could be a sympathy card. It could be any kind of a card, actually. You know what? I'm going to give it a little bit of a haircut there. There we go. So there we go. So I hope you like that. Different sort of type colors. Well, honestly, they really aren't, because I love pink and gray together. So this is kind of a pink and kind of a gray. This has got a lot of the fringe off of there from the jute. New craft words. I know, but we're good at it. And you know, the sad thing is we know what we're talking about. Oh, this is your very first, Naona. Oh, I'm so glad that you have joined me. That's awesome. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you. You're so kind. Awesome, and thank you, Janet. All right, you guys. So, what is happening? Don't forget for my mystery challenges to make sure that you do enter your name in, or your card, or your creation. It doesn't even have to be a card, it could be a 3D project. Make sure that you put that into the group. The group is down below. I am shutting off the VIP group because it wasn't what it was supposed to be something else, and it didn't turn in that way. So I've shut that off completely. I've instructed the people in there to join the group. I do give away tutorials if you live outside of Canada, and if you live inside Canada, I often give away a product and they're just random draws. And I'll be posting that probably on Saturday. So stay tuned. Watch me come back at 10 o'clock Pacific time on Saturday. That's where I do my sketch challenge. Thank you. Oh dear. There must be an awful lot of smoke out there because they're saying, yeah, oh dear, that's really bad. Yes, it does. It does, Kay. All right, you guys, remember to create because it's great for the soul. Remember, if you like this, give me the thumbs up, share my video. That's one of the biggest forms of a compliment that you can give me. And like I say, remember to create because it's great for the soul. Thank you, you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.